What you telling me?
What you telling me, my G?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
Why you telling me?
What you telling me, though?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
Yo, it's One Delts. What you telling me, fam?
Yo, and it's What You Telling Me Episode 22. Dang. Like, time is flying. And I got my brother, Still Bigfoot here. Come on,
bro.
You
Come
don't
on,
know, bro.
come
Come
on.
on, my brother. Respect, family.
Absolute pleasure.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Love for coming through. So, do you know what? Yeah, we were about to hit something there, but I saved it for the camera. So, what you produce?
Yeah. I've been making beats since I was like 13. It's one of those things that I always come back to, but you know, like life gets in the way. But but I'm back in my bag now.
Okay.
I've got my inspiration back. So
Okay.
like, yeah, and it's a passion.
Okay.
It's a passion.
That's
man.
what's up.
It's a passionate thing.
That's
man.
what's up.
Yeah.
All right. So, in terms of, pardon me, actually, let me just rip that one out before I make the mistake. So, pretty much like I was gonna start about what sort of genre did you start off making? I was gonna ask now, but actually I thought let's go through the journey.
Of course, like boom bap, so like anything that's like hip hop 90s. That is like the style that I grew up on. Do you know what I mean? Like I remember being, I must have been about 12, 13. About 12, 13. Getting dropped off at school. My dad had the best of 80s, 90s CD.
Yeah.
And I used to always call shotgun for that reason alone.
And then
that's what's up. And the next thing you know, I'm downstairs listening to Through the Wire, Kanye West.
Okay, yeah.
And that is in that moment I said I could do that. I could do that. And then that became an obsession.
That's you know what? Yeah, that's most people anyway. That's what I do like about music. Back in the day, I feel like people that got into music back in the day, got in for genuine authenticity.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, we love music. We love this thing that, you know, what is this? You know, we're making music right now. Like, people used to like really love the process, the journey, a lot more than now. I feel like now it's very target driven.
Definitely, yeah.
And I feel like it's probably target driven, probably a bit too early.
Yeah.
Because people are like, you know, blowing up a lot earlier than people used to back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so obviously that's with the platforms that have come into play, like YouTube. Obviously, before that was MySpace. People always found a way, you know, to and you know now we got distribution.
Exactly.
You know, so now everyone can just put their stuff out
Literally.
on a major platform.
Literally.
So with that being said, I think the game's a lot more saturated now, and that's what makes people just really go with what seems to be going well.
Yeah.
You know, so is it trash talk, like where people are talking about murdering each other and yeah? Fuck it, let's just do it, man. That's where the numbers is at, right?
Exactly. So like, I mean, I don't really like it personally. I think that it definitely removes the creativity element out of it, because if you just go on what's trendy, then you're not like really like showing the people.
It's not you.
You're not really showing the world who you are, really, whether it's through your beats or your music. Yeah. And I've always been attracted to those people that just show me who they are. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Flaws and all. So like, it's getting saturated because
man, that's the thing. That's like even the people that make you go wow now. To a degree, I'd argue that they make me go wow, but at the same time, they sort of make me go, wow, you are like probably the best one of the bunch. Do you know what I mean? So you're really good. But like, you know, you can tell the person's ability is good. You can tell the person's everything is good, but the person's choice of what he says and content, often you look at it and you're like, you're just the best of the carbon copies.
Literally,
you know, you're like the clone that went right. We had so many clones and bears that went wrong. You're the clone that went right. You know what I mean? That's what it is. So often people have to promote that shit with drama as well. Yeah. Whereas back in the day, there was still drama to a degree, but people weren't fishing for it as aggressively as people fish for it now.
Exactly. Like back, like I'm such a hip hop purist. I remember like I was barely a toddler when all this was happening, but the more I listened to the music from back in the day and the battles that were happening, Nas versus Jay-Z, Tupac versus Biggie, these were like done out of respect.
Yeah.
It wasn't done to try and get a name.
Yeah.
It wasn't done to try and get signed or anything like that.
Yeah.
There was a certain level of respect level there.
Yeah.
And it was all about skill.
Yeah.
Any beat that had it kept it on wax in the studio. Now people just use it as a clout chase.
Yeah.
And in many cases it backfires.
Yeah. No, but you know what?
what I mean?
The worst part about it is people seem to forget as well that the Tupac and Biggie stuff was a bit beyond music anyway. It was, you know, I believe that the fact that they had a relationship prior played a really, really big part.
Definitely.
Especially for Tupac, it's probably a feeling of betrayal.
Yeah.
You know, betrayal is one of the feelings that, you know, can bring out the worst in a person, you know. So so he's feeling betrayed because it's someone that he's known, someone that he's kicked with, you know, and he's even said it in his lyrics, you know, like, you know, remember, you know, we used to do this.
Yeah.
Like, it's because, you know, he's blatantly a bit upset, like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, you know, I come over to your studio and you know, I'm getting robbed or shut up. You know, shut up. Like, he's, in his head, he's just a bit confused as to why the hell he's gone through that drama in that space. So whether Biggie's done it or not, I don't know. I don't even really understand. Man, whether Biggie's like a part of it or not. That was always going to be a problem for Biggie anyway. Absolutely. You know, just circumstantially is going to be, you know, you happen to be here that it happened, bro. Like, he's gonna think it's you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And you know, the fact that he was there, as you said, is in respect. They respected each other anyway, for them to have each other in each other's space.
Exactly. To even speak on each other. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's just different now. You know, it's different, and I think because everything's out in the open now. Like, I think there's no, I don't know, like, because it's so transparent. Everyone's like telling. You tell the ops where you are now. There's a lot of self-snitching going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's normal now.
You know what I mean? That's so normal. There's no sense of mystery anymore, even within music.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'd argue in horror movies is similar too. When you look at horror movies, back in the day, Psycho, you know, films like this, you know, bloody Freddy, Nightmare Elm Street, etc. The reason they were lasting horrors, like lasting, you know, psycho thrillers and horrors that really stuck with people, is because those guys, without all of the technology that you got now to, you know, maybe formulate something in a physical form. You know, like, you know, create something that looks and feels, when you look at it, as scary as possible. But that's only going to get by a certain amount of people.
Literally.
Whereas the element of, we're just in the darkness, in a corridor, and, you know, you think there's something there. In the end, by the end of that scene, there might have never been anything there at all.
That's why I play. Trust me. That's why I play.
That element of mystery. I think because those, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be controversial and say, you know, I think over the last 20 years, they've done it so fucking good. And I don't mean last 20 years as in the last 10, but I mean between 2010, 1990 and 2010, I reckon there's so much advancement. They've done it so many times. I could even go far as the 80s. They've done it so many times and done it so good that they left this generation with nothing to, you know, all the guys that are directing now probably, especially horror movies, are out of ideas, man.
I'm telling you, And
you know what I mean? You say the same about the music scene, like, I end up liking music, of like people that do a rerun, but at least they were authentic with the rerun. So they didn't like. So for instance, what's that tune that was on FIFA, bruv? Big Pig. Yeah. I don't even know who the hell this girl is, bro. Some random white girl from definitely from UK, right? Somewhere. Yeah. But like, she was on that tune. Let's Get It On Tonight.
Let's Get On Tonight. What was that?
Don't you turn around. Yeah, like, who was it? Was it Montel Jordan? Montel Jordan
I was about to say, I was thinking, that was definitely Montel Jordan. And to be fair, when I first heard it, it sounded good. But when you listen to the lyrics back, if you hear what he's talking about, I'm like, that's raggo, isn't it? Like,
you know what? Yeah, he was actually a proper hood guy that just sang. Like, that's what I found out. Like, I think he's actually been in prison. as well.
A lot of them are.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a proper like hood guy that just can sing. Like, but
I got a girl for you. Look,
but you know what is it? Like, she's this girl that she made a rerun on that song, you know, and she, I guess she spun off the chorus a bit, but. Like, you know, the vibe was very authentic though. It did not sound like something people would try and come up with. It didn't sound like something that someone else, I reckon, would have tried to do with that same song. Yeah. So that's why I was like, oh, you know what, I fuck with that. Like, you know, that's cool.
There's a certain way you do it.
A lot of them do sound like they're really just pushing obviously the rerun of the beat, the remix of the beat, as well as the lyrics. They're spinning it off a bit too much. Then they might even talk about the artist that said it's like, you know, you're really, really trying to remix it. You're not actually trying to make it authentic.
Yeah, you're not trying to make it original, essentially.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're taking some of the brownie points that's
what I'm saying.
That guy's already got.
Exactly.
You're trying to acquire some of that.
Yeah,
onto your.
That's why I had an issue with that Biggie Duets album. Like, I had an issue with that.
That
was
like, Diddy, bro. It's Diddy, like, bro. Diddy, like, that hungry ass motherfucker.
Exactly. I can almost bet my flat that if Biggie was alive, he wouldn't have agreed to.
To be fair, he just wouldn't have done those kind of songs.
Literally, half of those people that were featured. You know what I mean?
And if he did, it wouldn't have been in those kind of beats. Like, I feel like Biggie probably would have brought a different kind of era forward.
Of course.
Tupac and Biggie, if they were still alive, you know, not to say that rap will still be the same and blah, blah, it would have evolved, but I reckon they would have taken a different kind of step. You know, like a lot of the legends do, and they'll get involved in some of the other guys' music here and there, but they'll still bring their still little style, but advanced.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the senior, and I'm just like, you got a whole album, and you didn't even like, you know, it's not like you brought some underground shit to the table.
Do you know what I mean?
You just spun off all of it, you know, like go on and on and on. Bro, I love the original 10 million times that song.
Come on.
Bro, you know, you that's the girl, you that's the, that song is the one, bro. Why do I want to hear that's the girl? Like that is, for me,
it's a bastardization. It's a bastardization, I think, personally. Like, I think he was that's the beginning of that era. Now people are just abusing it. People are taking the piss out of. Do you know what I mean?
The remixes.
Well, I think that's why they say, well, if you're dead, you sell more. You know, like It's just like the ones that aren't here anymore. They're not around to see their music being chopped and messed about with and disrespected in the manner, man. Hip hop's different. Hip hop's changed, man.
The truth is though, like to a degree though, like a lot of these guys will think they're doing it in respect, you know, because you know hip hop is about like the whole concept of hip hop was the chopping and screwing, the mix up, you know, get the old jazz or disco tune and spin that shit off. So it like, you know, hip hop has to come from a place of influence. Like that's the kind of scene it is. But it's a disrespect when people that, I guess, you know, you look at the way they've done it, and there's probably a million other artists that can do a better and more, I guess, respectful job of the tune.
Definitely.
Than some of the people you hear on it, you know?
For sure, man. And some remixes I've heard that are just incredible, that make me forget about the original, essentially. You know what I mean? So,
I'm trying to think, what tune does the remix make you fuck off the original? Do you know what? Yeah, there's one Biggie song, I'm going to ask you about this. I'm not sure. Yeah, but you might be able to help me out on this one, So there was a song, by Biggie, and it was called Part 2. And but the Part 1, it's not that I might have never heard it.
I think it's supposed to be Who Shot You.
I've never paid any attention to it. No, it wasn't Who Shot You.
Can't be. I was just sort of thinking, that was my first.
It was one of the Junior Mafia
ones.
But it was like, do you know what,
Was it on the album?
Do you know what, it might actually be the Nasty Girl. Is it Nasty Girl? No,
it's not. No,
you
said it was a Part 1 and a Part 2, yeah?
But I feel like the Part 2 is the one that everyone knows about. To be fair, I was going to say One More Chance, but I feel like everyone knows about both in One More Chance. Because you know the One More Chance is the
Ready to Die one on the album.
The producer going on with his, I think he has a little girl like slagging off people on the voicemail. Like, you always calling him. Huh? Spit your game, talk your shit. No, but to be fair, that is not better than Notorious Thugs.
Sorry.
That is not better than Notorious Thugs.
Absolutely, yeah, fully.
Yeah, because they completely like eliminated some cold-hearted Bone Thugs verses from that. Yeah. Like you can't eliminate like some of the most coldest guys on the tune and then think the tune's gonna like, you know.
Nah.
It's all it was a refresher. It was like, okay, it's on another beat. It sounds all right, but it's not quite, you know. I'm trying to figure out though. What there was a tune when Biggie was alive and he had a part 2. It was almost like he has his part 1 in his fucking hard drive and it's like, nah, that tune's dead.
Yeah,
that tune's dead.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Biggie was very critical about songs he wanted to put out.
Yeah,
I think the original Juicy was a Pete Rock version.
The
original Juicy. You know very well the original Juicy wasn't the one that you heard in the album. The single.
Yeah. I heard.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's a controversy about something like this. Some next artist apparently called official Notorious B1 or something like that.
Notorious B1
or something, bro. And I researched. Like, this is actually it's interesting.
That's
this come
mad.
up. But this guy apparently a few years before he made that song, and the thing is, this guy was like built like Biggie. He was like quite a big dude. You heard of that story, right, Youngs? I'm actually gonna find. I'm gonna find this one.
There was one.
But this guy apparently done it from. This guy made this tune before.
Is it?
Like, I'm gonna find.
Well, remember that rapper called Gorilla Black that tried to sound like him? That's what I think you're talking about.
No.
Yeah, man. That is a joke. That is a joke, man. You can't do that. B1.
I need to. But do you know what it is? Yeah. Apparently, that name come from the so that name or that artist apparently was already prevalent, just not big. So you know, like, because you know what the game is like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists that are big.
Yeah.
And you know, then there's artists that the system want to push.
Yeah.
So when the system want to push an artist, they might find another artist that's like not really cutting it, and they'll be like, okay, you know what, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll hear your demo. They'll be like, okay, cool. And then they take pieces of inspiration from
absolutely.
the demo.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and find out that because
yeah, that is crazy. Google will have it somewhere, surely. But mad.
I'm gonna find this story, bro. Yeah, look.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Look, apparently released in 1993.
Mad. Whoa, rah.
From the album Mississippi Dog Boys. Notorious B1. Apparently, 1994.
Oh, man. This is what P. Diddy was probably just like scouting, like.
You know, but you get what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Like, if someone else has come up with something like I don't know if it's a conspiracy. I don't know if, people getting dates mixed up. But
mere coincidence.
Or mere coincidence.
Yeah,
But if that is real, like, we just have to like obviously put it out there. Like, we already knew that like the system's like that anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll give you even a story. Imagine, like, obviously I used to make music. Like, well, I still make music, but I used to make music back in the day before I stopped and come back into it. And yeah, man, like, I remember I was more of a rapper than producer, but I got into a bit of producing. And somebody that I knew, I made a beat. It was, I made a beat and I obviously rapped over it.
Yeah.
And my guy obviously loved the beat. It was like, oh, this is a cold ass beat. Like, he showed the respect, blah, blah. Then he made a remix.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, no problems, like, cool, blah, blah. So I was thinking, yeah, that's sounding hard. Like, I even told him, like, yo, that shit's cold, bro, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, I'm looking to put this out, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever, I don't care. I don't even want credit, like, you know them ones.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, yeah, but you're going to put that out as a remix at least, bro. Do you know what I mean? You can't just, because I'm not releasing that beat at all.
Yeah.
I'm releasing the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, at least put that as a remix so that people can hear it and just not think that I've just gone and catted someone and fucking made a tune, fake, copy their beat and whatever. You know what I mean? Just to put a bit of, I don't want credit for it, just say, just put out like, remix just to help a brother out.
Yeah.
And obviously, bro, he spun like, he was like, yeah, like, he was like, cool. And then later on, like, he's just like, oh, no, fuck that, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, you know, I already knew the vibes.
Yeah.
And I was telling Guy, like, you know, I've been of value to you. You know, when someone's been of value to you and they know that, like, you know, you can keep that. That's a mere token. You know, you remember the saying? You know the saying, Younks, you know this saying. If you don't want to see someone again, give them 100 quid.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
If you don't want to see someone again, give him 100 quid.
Yeah, man.
Tell him to pay you back.
Yeah.
Tell him to pay you back, but don't ever go chasing him for it.
Yeah,
and he won't come to you.
Yeah, my boy, he went through a similar experience. He was working with multiple artists, and then they just literally ran off with the song, all the credit, and he had to take it on the chin. And it was his first lesson with working with people.
Exactly.
And you know, like it's getting back into his stuff now, similar to all of us, really. But yeah, I think it raised an important topic. You really got to vet the people you're working with.
That's true.
You got to really vet people in general.
That's true.
You know?
No. Do you know what? Yeah, that's one of the biggest facts about life that I think.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not taught from early, and I think maybe some of us are like, because some of our parents are like my parents are always like, yo, listen, friend this, friend that, you will see, friend what, what you will see, and it's true. Like at the time she was speaking, half of the friends that I had then, I don't, you know, are not my friends really now.
Absolutely.
You know, but obviously, you know, she didn't speak like that to me about friends when I was like 20 or 18 or 20. Yeah. But she was speaking of friends like that when I was like 13, 14, which is understandable.
Nice and early, innit?
Those are the ages where you're like, if you start floating around bad, man, you might end up getting into bad things. Yeah. So obviously she was strict about it. Oh yeah, watch your friends. And I used to always be like, oh man, calm down. Calm down, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Don't worry. But she's like, oh no, trust me. You will see. And it's true, like obviously, as I said, in the end, like, you know, I've met different kind of people. Some people betrayed me. Some people haven't. Some people have, you know, just not my kind of character.
Definitely, yes. It's like our mum's had like a sixth sense. Yeah. Into seeing inside someone's soul. Something that we couldn't see at the time because we're young. Yeah. We're having a laugh. We're joking.
Our mindsets are elsewhere.
There you go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, our mindsets are everything about us is everywhere else. Yeah. So ultimately, that's why, like, when I always think about it, I always think to myself, you know, your upbringing is a very big part of what's going on. Like,
definitely.
Like what your parents value is a big deal in your life, because when you grow up, if you take too much influence from the outside, you don't even know the reasons why people were telling you need to value things this way or value it that way. Yeah. So you can easily, like, people lose themselves so easily. But people are also so easy to be like, I don't want to hear this person. People that have wisdom, people that have experience. You don't want to listen to him. If you don't listen to someone with wisdom and experience. And I said this to my boy, one geezer the other day, bro. I don't even remember. Let me think. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah. This geezer, I don't even know him like that. I think I just stumbled across him when I was on TikTok Live. Yeah. And he must have just told me how, you know, now I know his name. Oscar, his name is, and he's jumped on, Anti Oscar. Yeah, he jumped on my live, like, he was in the comments, blah, blah. And he said, like, he used to live in London, he moved back to, you know, he moved to Southampton or something like that. I was like, oh, what? What's going on? Like, why'd you move all the way Koi out there, bruv? That's, you know, God knows where that is. You know, and he's just like, oh yeah, you know, grandparents. And I was like, you know, like, a person as a man, that's, you know, it don't matter how old you are, like, once you're over that age, you're a man. Yeah. As a person, to, you know, people, the mindset that would come back and, you know, be around their grandma. Yeah, I actually respect those mentalities, because those are the kind of people that would be aware of wisdom. They would know how to,
of course,
to take on the kind of,
come on, man,
because you people that connect with that generation,
no doubt,
they're connecting with a generation that was way more pure and direct.
You get what I'm
so
saying?
no matter what the system tries to put out there right now, them lot will just put it how it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know? And obviously, some of them, sometimes, you know, the judgment is misplaced because of the era. Then you have to just obviously take whatever with a pinch of salt.
Absolutely,
you know,
man.
You have to use your own. But
100%, man.
Ultimately, that's, you know, he said he's moved back there. I was like, yo, you're a guy, bro. That's what's up, bro. Like, I respect people that. Because in this world, bro, it's like, oh yeah, you know, you live with your mom, or you live with your grandma, or you live with this, you live with that. People always have something to say about something.
Everyone's got something to say.
And no one really cares about circumstance. No one even thinks about it. No one thinks, oh, this might be the reason this guy's with it. Oh, his grandma might be ill, is you know, this whatever. They don't know.
Oh man, I mean, people,
and they don't even know that actually it's more admirable to have someone that actually takes that time out to go to an older person and spend their time with that older, because actually in a world where everybody's chasing the one thing, like, in this, everyone's chasing, right? Who the hell knows about life more than somebody that's lived it?
Of course. Every time I bump into someone that's 20 to 30 years my senior, I'm always asking questions. Automatically. Like, there's something that you know that you can save me from right now.
Trust me.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even before my grandmother died, do you know what I mean? I asked her, like, just tell me what I need to know now. Do you know what I mean? Just so I'm ready.
Yeah.
And she gave me a wonderful jewel. She said, don't lose sight of your family while chasing money. And I've never forgotten that.
And see, that's one of the most important ones as well.
Do you know what I mean?
We live in London.
You already
London is one of the easiest place to lose track of.
Do you know what I mean?
Of family and whatever. Like, part of the reason why I said to you, like, studio, move it back to house. Sometimes I move back to the studio, move it back to the house.
Yeah.
Because I can't. Sometimes if I spend too much time in the studio and I'm not spending no time in the house with the kids or with this or
there you
that.
go.
So the balance, unfortunately, is not easy to make. But it's one that if you don't choose one, you would feel the detriment of the one that you neglected.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Like, so if you neglect making peas, you feel the detriment of it. And if you neglected, family, you feel the detriment.
Definitely.
But if you focused on both to a degree where you can try your best to
Trying to
incorporate,
balance it, yeah.
and I think that's another thing, like, it's because everything now, like, a lot of people are going into the jobs where it's not physical. Yeah, it's hard to even like for instance, my son's granddad on his mum's side, he's basically a handy, like he's plumbing, woodwork,
hands
whatever.
on, yeah.
But I think normally just I don't even know what he actually does.
Yeah,
I know he specializes in one, but he can do everything. And just having that when he goes to his house and he's chilling with him and they're playing, bro, he's like,
that's it.
He's got all he's knocking it out. He's got the screwdriver. he just loves it. And that is a way to build up a man, how to make a man. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
He needs to see all of these things. And if he's growing up and everything's just computer or
easy,
or YouTube, not to say that I don't, I would love for him to be like computer savvy, but at the same time, you have to be handy. If all of this shit crashes right now and you're only left with the elements on the earth, what are you gonna do with that tree? You
can't survive.
Are you gonna chop that tree down and make yourself a nice house? You're gonna find you some bricks and make you a brick house, or you're gonna you're gonna build a boat if push comes to shove and we need to get the fuck out of here and there's no airplanes. Yeah. Like, God knows what could happen. Anything can happen, and because of the advancement of technology, and the internet is one of the biggest contributors to the advancement of technology, particularly since the 80s, let's say the mid 80s all the way up to now.
No one could even predict how big this was gonna get, man. I mean, it's funny because I actually tried to get an interview with the founder of internet. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But it was obviously that's very hard to do. But because I wanted to ask him questions like, did you know that this was that we were gonna need this?
So do you know what? Yeah, I've done my dissertation on that actually.
Yeah.
On the impact of the internet on technology, on the development of technology. I don't remember too much about it because it was about 10, 11 years ago now.
Yeah.
But long story short, I do remember that I actually researched it, and it come from networks first, which was a military thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But you're the second person to bring that to confirm that. Yeah,
and then somebody found the use of those networks, and found a way of creating the World Wide Web, which resolves through networks. One of the problems was that you can't turn it off. You can't turn the internet off. Like, is the internet ever off? No. Like, your data might be fucked.
Yeah.
Your data might be fucked.
Yeah.
But if you want the internet to be off, you have to find every goddamn server on this earth.
Telling you.
And we're talking about not just the big servers. We're talking about servers that people have. Some people have it in their house.
Yeah.
Not even declared.
That's what I mean.
And right, like
in the basement somewhere.
You cannot switch it. There's not one button that goes boom. Okay, fuck the internet now because it's done too much. No. That's the ass.
That will never happen.
But it's come from a long way, and that's short. You know, it's a short period of time. Let's be honest, bro, because we're talking about like if this is 2023,
yeah,
you know, then let's just say that in the last 30 years, yeah, like the advancement of everything compared to like the 30 years prior,
yeah,
is like you know.
It's mad.
Fucking freeze me in the 80s and wake me up now. I think you fucking dropped me on another planet. I'll be like, yo, where the fuck is this, bro? You know, I'll be seeing guys on like these hoverboards and the segways. I'll be like, what the fuck is this?
That's what I'm saying. I remember watching the Jetsons, back in the day, just thinking,
What?
oh, this could happen, you know?
I will be bugging out, bro.
Seriously,
I will be bugging out.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Who knows what's next, man? Who knows what's next?
That's the truth, though.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to judge, actually. Really, really difficult to judge.
Yeah.
But one thing I do know is, you know, AI, not just AI and you know, this metaverse world, this world where you're like, where everything is resolving on the internet, where people are like going on holiday on the internet and calling it a holiday. You know what I mean?
Oh my
you know,
God.
people are like,
what people are doing now, yeah?
Bro, listen, well, you know, I reckon. Honestly,
I went to Google Images. I went away.
Yeah, but you know, you put on your VR goggles, yeah, and maybe you can like get a couple of fans, get some water. You're in the rainforest, you know.
Oh man, oh God.
You know, you fucking get a rocking chair and you're on a roller coaster.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I do feel like everything is very like, you know, it's a digital world now.
Definitely, man.
You know, and I do worry for the young bucks, especially coming up in a world that's digital, because we come up in a world where we had to get a bit handy. So we got useful before we disabled ourselves with the digital world. 100%, and even like disabled ourselves, it's not so much because like there's a lot you can learn from it. Like there's a lot that I've learned from the internet, but I think that's come down to probably my personality.
You know what I think, bro? I just think that the main issue was that there was no real training on how to use. You know how like on when football was playing, they have the drink responsibly.
Yeah,
little pint icon on the bottom right.
Yeah,
there was no like sense of responsibility.
Yeah,
like use the internet responsibility from the beginning. Because I honestly feel if that was the case, I would bet that a large majority of us would have found its usefulness from the very beginning.
But do you know what? I do think that it was very useful at the beginning, and I do feel like it's over. Like let's slap the mid-2000s when social media really started picking up.
I remember
that is when the internet became a lot more divisive.
Yeah,
a lot less impactful in the sense that people started focusing on things that really don't matter to us no more. What the fuck does that matter? You know, you telling me about this celebrity done this, I don't care. You know,
these things haven't advanced society at all. I mean, social media. I remember.
Yo, pardon me. Take this. Yo, hold on. Yeah, talk to you, Wyatt.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I remember like when my little sister came into my room and told me about Facebook for the first time. I was like, "What's this?"
Yeah.
And if anything, what social media has done is that it's given everyone a voice.
Yeah.
And the downside is there's
a lot of buffoons out there.
Exactly. Now everyone's got a voice. Everyone feels they have the right to say the most stupidest stuff, most outlandish stuff.
And the thing is, it's like, do you know what? Yeah, you know, some people outside of the internet, they've not come out of certain boxes.
Come on, bro.
So imagine you've not come out of a certain box and you found a way of like opening your world, your boxed up world, to an open. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, wait, what? Why on earth is some random geezer that's like hillbillied up? Like, you know, his mindset is blatantly skinheaded.
Yeah.
You know, like this guy is like a blatant, like, yeah, it's crazy. And when you think about it, I think the only thing that could have been done was maybe just some strict policing of it. But in terms of controlling it, because of the way the internet was built, it's just network to network.
Literally.
There's no real, you know, unless people are encrypting for themselves.
Yeah.
There's no real encryption. There's nothing stopping people from just going onto a website, going onto another website, going onto this, doing that.
That's it. It's just your IP address. That's all it is. And And yeah, it was necessary. In fact, I like to think like where society would be without it. You know,
where would we be if we still had to run home to make a fucking phone call? You know the ones. Or we had a fucking massive fucking I don't want to say a brick. You know what's them bigger ones? You know the bigger ones like when you see them, they must be bricks as well, but they're big. Like imagine having one of those massive things and walking on the road with that, pulling out the aerial. It's looking like a fucking baseball bat, and you're like, "Yo, what you saying, fam?" Like
we would have found.
What you telling me?
I honestly feel we would have found efficient ways to do more of that.
But we would have probably been more physically efficient if we did not find a way of having TV come to us, having the phone come to us, having everything come to us.
Yeah.
We would have probably been a better society, a bit more connected.
A more hard-working society for sure.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like the Egyptians, like they didn't have cranes.
They didn't have half of the things that we got.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah. This is me becoming a conspiracy theorist.
Talk about it, bro.
Now, what's running through my head really is that there is some sort of theory that we obviously don't know exactly what was going on. We only have the history that are given to us. But there's a theory that they had equipment. They had electricity. They might not have had all the gadgets, probably didn't, or else they would have probably been they would have definitely been a fucking dormant society. Yeah, like honestly, if they had like fucking, you know, phones, yeah, they would have like locked off early. But like no, there's an argument that they had, you know, and when you look at it, they used to do math then. They had their math on the wall.
Yeah, man.
So
yeah.
I'm thinking, you know, with logical minds that can do math come innovators and people that can physically make things.
Yeah,
you know, so I'm thinking like a pyramid's not something that people built with their hands.
It took a lot.
I think that they might have genuinely had some shit that was maybe not as quick and efficient as a crane, but was the equivalent of a crane.
Yeah, they definitely had that.
It was some shit that they built. It wasn't just guys.
It wasn't just people like holding brick. Oh yeah, put that there. All right, next.
Just the ability to think of the blueprint to create one of those, and it stands, and you can go in, you can travel through it.
You know what I mean?
Without all of them caving in. Just the maths of it.
You know
just the concept of someone being able to do the blueprint makes me think that they're smart enough to potentially think that, yo, listen, it might be dark in there, man. I might bump my head. Like, you know, we can't have fire up all over the place. Whatever. I don't know.
No, for real. But it just raised an important question because, like, of how we used to be. We used to be thinkers.
Yeah.
We used to be like thinkers, and that was like the norm to think.
Carry on.
Do you know what I mean? And if you look at like the philosophers like Socrates and Aristotle, these were thinkers. These were people that promoted the idea of using your mind and brain to think of what could be possible. You know, I think it was Archimedes.
Okay.
He said that give me a lever and I can move the world.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? In other words, give me enough leverage and I can move mountains and the earth and everything in it.
Yeah.
And I just think that where we are now, we're not thinkers anymore. Like, if anything, our phones do our thinking for us. And I said that, you know how like Donald Trump had this "Make America Great Again."
Yeah.
I always said, make people think again.
Yeah.
Make that fun. Make that cool again.
Make the people think again.
Yeah.
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 For real. Do you know what I mean? Like, and actually enjoy the process of thinking of theories and what's possible and connecting dots together and enjoying that. The mental gymnastics that come with that.
Yeah.
We've lost that, man. We've lost that. And I feel that is key for a lot of us, really, like being the next wave of legends, you know what I mean?
I think, as I said, like I always, I'm not me to be like pointing the finger at society all the time and governance and whatnot, you know, because that's the easy way of doing it. But long story short, when you look at the way like everything has changed in systems. And to be honest with you, it's not that everything has changed. Like now, because of technology as well, it's probably more bullshit being pushed out.
Yeah.
But the reality is, when you look at schooling systems and the way people come up, the way society says we have to raise them, the way people have to, you know, live their lives, it's not a surprise that, you know, people are starting to forget about what's more important, because, you know, they've got our minds more occupied with things that, one, don't matter.
Yeah. And
two, the things that do matter, they don't just occupy us, they fucking swallow us up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you're talking about things like, for instance, raising your kids, you know, if you want to raise your kids, you have to worry about someone else's input. Yeah? You have to worry about, you know, how you discipline the kid. You have to worry about, you know, you have to worry about the fact that other people be putting things into your kids' heads and you're not exactly sure exactly to a T what it is. You know, and then you've got to worry about the fact that, you know, you want to be around that kid more because of all of these external things. Yeah. But then you being around the kid more means that you got to take it L somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying.
So in other words, the system is built for you to sort of like, you know, just leave him to the system and see how it goes. That's how the system is built. And like, I find other ways around it. You know, I work my way around it. You know,
facts, man.
I'm very, you know, I think a lot of people don't have hobbies. A lot of people don't go to the gym or go to a fight club or play football. And, you know, as I grew up, I learned, because even people that I knew, they're like, oh, I ain't played ball in years. And I didn't even realize they didn't, because I'm just focusing on my shit. And I'm looking at like, how have you not played football for years? Because when me and you were playing together, and I was like, we need to play. I was like, this eager beaver. Yeah. How are you like now all of a sudden this guy that doesn't really care? You know, or hasn't, you know, and it's like, oh, life. And people always say life, and I hear that, but I've never accepted life as I just have to work and come home. And nah, bro, I need that football. I need the gym. I need to go fighting. I need to, you know what I mean? I need to do some of these things. And if you're just working, if you're going to school, and then you go to uni, or college uni, then you go get a job, and then you just work. Yeah, and you literally don't have no time for yourself.
Do you know what I mean? What's that saying? I heard the saying before. Like, you weren't just born to pay rent and pay bills and die. Like,
this is the thing, though.
Yeah,
like,
and that's what
how many people do it?
So many of us, because we aren't, I guess, innovative enough to creatively get out of our problems.
Yeah, well, not all of us, but this is the thing. I would argue that we all are. And we've just all been dumbed down by structural differences. I feel like the system works completely against the way the human body works. So when you talk about going to school, sit down there for several hours, listen to people talk, some people can do it, and there's some people that will never be able to do it. And that is the reason why you have what you call disobedient kids, or what you call kids with disobedience. No, I was disobedient. And do you know what? I find it easy to deal with kids that are like me. So when I'm looking at some of the teachers that were worrying about my shit, I'm looking at them like, oh, you ain't shit. It's because your experience was only for one type of person. You could only handle the kids like that. But actually, the kids that a lot of people have trouble with, I used to bounce around in some schools. Yeah. Imagine I'm a supply. Yeah, I'm a supply in this school.
Mad.
And one of the, because I go there regularly, maybe once or twice a week, you know, but it's on call. They're calling me to come and over a teacher that's actually there and has a salary. Yeah. They're calling me, do you mind dealing with this student, please? Like, because they know that if that student comes my way with that bullshit, I'll be like, bro, are you like, do I look like that? Do I look like that teacher to you? Yeah, please don't run that down here, because I'm confident in myself, and I'm confident in what I'm doing, and I'm confident in talking to different kind of people. Yeah. Whereas some people have been tuned in to only deal with one kind of person.
Big time.
So as I've come up, like, I've realized that all the problems these guys are chatting is, I sometimes have those days where I can't be asked today. And if it's I can't be asked today, I can see why it might be but you can't tell me that you're coming as a teacher, you can't be asked every day, because that's the time to leave. Because I did have a point where I can't be asked every day. And I walked away.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, I had some teachers in school that just didn't like me for I don't know what reason was. They just didn't like me at all. But then when I went to college, I had this African teacher that actually cared about me for the very first time. Yeah. And I got a distinction with him.
Bro, let me be honest with you. I had the exact same in college as well. Throughout my whole school time, I wasn't really I had a couple of teachers that I was cool with, but I wasn't really keen on anyone. And come college, that's when I had a complete different outlook, a complete different perspective on teaching.
100%,
I was like, yo,
man.
wow, like, these guys. But you know what it is? I learned even myself when I was training to become a teacher.
Yeah.
That the secondary system still employs a very disciplinarian approach.
Yeah.
That disciplinarian approach, it sometimes feeds the energy into the person that is in the place of giving the discipline. So long story short, if you've got a senior member of staff and, he feels challenged, he's going to give you something that he's not going to give somebody else. And the problem is, in that situation, everybody's watching.
Yep.
Everybody's watching.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So ultimately, then that person knows that everybody's watching. People know that everybody else knows that they were watching. They're like, oh yeah, we know you got hard done by. We know you got hard done by. And now at this point, the picture is that, this teacher is going to catch you out. This teacher is going to this. And everyone's got a story about teachers that are like this because a lot of teachers are like that.
Yeah.
The job is not good. I'll be honest, the job is not great for them.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, as I said, I was teacher, I ran away, man. Usain Bolt on them.
Listen, every time I speak to a teacher, I always say, listen, enough respect, because you're doing the job that most of us probably would never do. You're dealing with parents that can't even understand what you sacrifice for those students, while those parents are complaining about their child to you about what you're doing to them. It boggles the mind, man.
If I'm honest with you, the reason why I never ever experienced that side of things is because I've never, like, me and the students have never been a problem when I'm teaching.
Yeah, that's the mark.
It's always the structure of things. Like, for instance, I've been in situations where I am getting these guys to complete their work. They are completing it. They know what they're talking about. It's not like they're just, but I'm not going through the exact same system or the same structure. The way every other teacher would do it.
Yeah.
I might line them up and say, okay, boom, get your assignment up. Yeah, boom. Okay, this is how we're gonna start. Read through the assignment, brief, bullet point this, bullet point that. So before we've even done any lessons, I want them to understand what this thing is asking of you.
Yeah.
Then start feeding your brain, obviously through lessons, but also with your own independent study. Feed your brain,
man. That's how you do it, man.
Through the little, and start filling in those sections.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I get my students to finish on time with that. Now, when I came with their system of teach, okay, now do the assignment. I just found that, especially when you've got a lot of differences in levels.
Yeah.
The one thing you're going to deal with is this person that's finished and this person that is in need of so much help. Yeah. And I just feel like everything is disciplinarian in secondary schools. But as I moved on to college, that's when I first got a taste of like a humanistic approach in teacher. Yeah. A teacher that doesn't really follow any sort of disciplinarian. Like, you know what? Let me be honest with you. Yeah, they almost diffuse you. Like, I was already like, teachers, I have to go to college. Let's see what this is about. And like, I'm going in there, and the fact that they're so real, the fact that they're just so whatever about you. And I had one teacher, her name was Sachi, hang tight. And she was like a tomboy, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But long story short, like, anyway, she was just like the man them. I'm rolling up my sleeves because this is how she was 24s, like, just like, she basically had low bats as well. Like, she was man them. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, Ben, like, the fuck is this, man? But she's joking, but she's being serious.
Yeah.
She's not telling me, what the fuck is this? Do it now.
She knew how to communicate, man. She knew how to communicate.
You're way better than that, man.
Yeah.
And it's almost like she knows what's going to trigger me. It's like, you're way better than that. It's like, what are you trying to say? Like, I'm not good enough now? Rah. I'm one always to take up the challenge, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you just challenged me and said, like,
that's
so
it.
All I'm hearing right now is I can't do something, like, or I'm not
proper wind up.
What? Like, but she knew how to just, and I feel like teachers would have got way more out of me if they knew how to get me. Facts. In that sense.
100%.
As opposed to, now we've got, I had teachers that were just like
disciplinary.
No matter what happens, they've heard something from another teacher. So now, no matter what happens, they're not trying to find out. They're just trying to go by, oh, well, this guy said this guy's this and this guy said that guy's that. So chances are he would never do that to him. He would never do that to him.
Yeah.
Let me just, and it's like, okay, but you didn't see the situation. Okay, now you found out later and you look stupid and yeah, people are going to hold you to it. Students are going to feel a certain kind of way and be like, listen, fuck that teacher, fuck this teacher. Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
So,
well, yeah,
as I said, I grew into it a little bit and I love the students, but it's just the way the system is. It don't allow you to enjoy teaching, really.
It doesn't,
take home bare shit as well. Taking bare shit home. If you hear about a student that's struggling, you feel bad about that as well. But that's normal. That's part of the job. But in terms of taking work home, excessive marking, IVs only check two pieces of work out of 20.
I'm surprised I survived
it's
it, man.
Crazy.
I'm surprised I survived it.
No, it's crazy.
You know what I mean?
So I do think that the kind of teachers that we have, we have loads of great teachers, we have loads of dodgy teachers.
Shout out to the great teachers, isn't it?
But you never, you never. It's hard to find out which one's which because you're always gonna as I said, because the general consensus is most of them are dicks. Like most of these teachers are dicks. Like
they're bringing their personal problems in the school. Mad.
It's hard for us to go out there and even look at someone that even because there are some people that just disciplinarian approach, but they might be good-hearted, and it's hard to see that because you're just thinking, disciplinarian. Well, I've heard it from this one. This one don't even like me anyway, so you're just assuming he's part of the bunch.
You gotta see it at parents' night.
Yeah, honestly, it's crazy. So, I do wish that the system was a bit different, but again, the system is not. It's not failing. It's failing the people, but it was technically it's not failing the people because the system was built to be the way it is. Those people that are at big corporations, they get all the dummies that want to be working class and want to work for somebody else constantly until the day they die. They've got a mortgage, they've got a pension, they're probably going to lose their house along the way, and then their pension is going to be fucking ripped by 70% by the time 2025, 2020, 2030 comes. All them people getting their pensions, it's already about 50-something% off. It was 40-something. It was like late 40%, or something like that. I'm sure it's in the 50s now by now. But by the time we blink, pension is gonna be 70% stripped off your money.
I mean, it's already there.
If I'm honest with you, if that, they might just be like, I'm sorry, something's happened, the system's crashed, and we just your money's gone.
I'm not about pensions. I've never been about
fuck
pensions.
A pension, but create your own.
Yeah,
create your own pension.
Big scam. It's like they're telling you to put all this money away that could be worth less than its value in about 20 years.
And you know what's so dumb about it? It's like some people, they're so washed by the idea, and I just don't think, why don't you just think, you know what, let me calculate, how much are they putting away for my pension? Okay, I'm putting that away myself then.
Facts, private.
Yeah, I'll put that away. I'll put that in cash, I'll put that in gold, I'll put that privately, I'll put that somewhere.
Else. Yeah, something else because...
Well, not in bloody GBP.
Yeah.
You don't want it in GBP. Because everything in GBP is going to depreciate, and
I mean, look what happened a few months ago.
But I'm sure the
lowest ever. I'm sure 13 years.
I'm sure the dollar was almost shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't believe it.
I remember.
I kept thinking to myself, you know what? Why didn't I trade that day?
It's crazy.
Why didn't I convert
that
it to
one day? That one day.
Oh my God! People were telling me, "Oh yeah, but I profited overnight, forex style." I'm like, "Oh,
there's shit that's gonna happen still.
Yeah,
there's loads that's gonna pop off." The worry right now is that we have a lot of catching up knowledge-wise to do in terms of that. The people that are really gonna benefit from it are the guys that have already been benefiting from it. Yeah, they're gonna start selling businesses. Did you hear about that? Isn't that what happened recently with one of the banks? One of the guys sold. I think he sold his shares or something like that for the bank, and then seconds later, I think the days later, the fucking bank crashed.
Nah, and
then apparently people had money in the bank. They couldn't they're like, sorry, your money.
What? Oh my God, I'm coming to your house.
And apparently there's a law now. There was something that protects them financially, that protects the banks.
Yeah.
So now when the banks have gone out and used your money to loan it, they don't have to necessarily pay it back.
Oh man, listen. No, you can't do that to me. Listen, I'm getting home addresses. Sorry.
Yeah, man. I need to find out where that bank manager is.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'll be like, listen, it's not your fault. I know it's the CEO, but I know you still eating.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So, you know, you're the easiest guy to get to. You're the easiest, like, you know, it's the same as me on the football pitch, bro.
Facts.
When I'm playing football, if anyone on your team breaks my leg, if anyone on your team tries to break my legs, I'm not looking for the specific guy that got me.
That's what
Is anybody wearing that shirt come near me, he's gonna get it now.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah, you're all in trouble.
Yeah, everybody has to hold their corn. How dare you mess with my money? Do you know what I mean? How dare you mess with my money?
And that's what they've been trying to do forever. This is what I'm saying.
And
like,
bro, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. But again, what do you think of digital currency? CBDC or some shit like that? I don't know.
What you mean, like cryptos and stuff like that?
No. I'm talking about scrapping paper cash and
for digital
and going to digital. And federal.
It's got its pros and cons, innit?
Having a Federal Reserve.
Yeah, it's got its pros and cons. I think the obvious con is that it'll be easy to steal with hackers and
we'll be getting conned the most. That's by the way.
The pro is it'll be much faster because if you look at the history of money, like the fact that we like before paper was introduced, they had to literally carry these heavy gold bricks onto ships.
I love that.
And it might take a week
for
it to get to a different country.
Hey, listen.
For one transaction.
If you're just bringing me all my gold, man, you could take a month, bro. Just make sure my gold get here. You know what I mean?
Eventually, like we had to.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We had to get faster because otherwise.
But you know what the issue is, though.
Yeah,
there is a sole group that benefits.
Yeah,
that's the problem with the digital currency.
Yes,
yeah, and the sole group that benefits are obviously the people that. Let's put it this way, yeah. If we want to go into conspiracy, we can say the families that own most of the major corporations, yeah. If we want to go in that direction, but if we want to go in the direction of just, if we want to go like what everyone can see, then let's just think about all of the big companies. Forget about the CEOs. Think about who owns those big companies.
Yeah,
a lot of those guys are actually bank owners.
Literally.
Owners, guys that own banks.
Yeah, Rothschilds and all.
So if you've got guys that own banks, that own corporations, that also put out a curriculum to shape society the way, I guess, works beneficially for
I see where you're going with this.
You get it? So my problem is, long story short, those guys that are poor now, that ask for pennies, are really going to just die of fucking famine or someone's going to have to fucking physically feed them.
Crime rate will shoot up for the ones who can't get involved in this, man. I think that I'm glad you brought it up, Ben. That is an obvious con. The ones if to replace it with digital, the people that own corporations, they will dictate how it can be moved.
How it could be moved, exactly. Yeah. So somebody now that is broke and must have found his way of getting him a little something. Someone that ain't, someone that needs to feed his kid.
50% transaction fee.
Do you know what I mean? Trying to find his way to get, and they're like, oh, listen, this is not a verified, you haven't verified or declared your money. So your VAT is like 75 as opposed to 25. Do you know what I mean? Imagine that's what they do.
Yeah.
And it's all fun and games, like laughing about it and trying to act like, we don't think it's going to happen. But there's policies that's been pushed that I never ever thought in my life would happen. There was a period of time where like, everybody was trying to convince me that racism doesn't exist anymore. And I used to just look at guys and be like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Look, at low level it exists because I experience it. But at high level, I definitely know it happens.
Come on.
Because the way things are, it just shouldn't be. Yeah. But you've got that, and then you've got we've got too many feeble mindsets. So a lot of people ain't even going to be able to grasp the fact that, okay, yeah, it's going to be faster. Yeah, this and that might happen for us, but there's going to be big L's. And we might look at it and think, okay, people that are broke are going to suffer. But bro, even people that are rich are going to suffer, bro.
Of course.
Because motherfuckers are going to go and, bro, like people are going to be a lot more hungry and people kill right now.
Of course, man.
So imagine the lengths people will go to in a world, that seems to me that it might just
be digitized to the max.
But I'm looking at some movies and I'm thinking like, guys standing around, big metal cans with fire coming out. Like, these motherfuckers ain't got shit. If I'm in that situation, I see you rolling past, man. You could get whatever
you're
from me.
You're fooled, like immediately. You're fooled.
You know what I mean?
And it'll be justified at that point.
Bro, listen, if we're going digital and there's no means for me to make anything, bro, yeah.
That's it.
Anyone can get it.
It's gonna be like Escape from New York.
For real.
Big time, honestly.
So I do worry about CBDC or whatever they want to call it. I do worry about it in that sense. I'm not, but that's only because I'm a people person. I'm thinking about those motherfuckers that are suffering. So I'm like, yo, shit, like, you know, this 100%. Is peak. But at the same time, you know, if I'm thinking from my perspective, I can think, oh yeah, there's probably a few ways I can benefit from that being Nigerian. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably a few ways I could benefit from that if I needed to. Like, if I needed to, 1-2 phone calls, man, you know.
Few opportunities.
You know, if it's all digital, man, you know, we ain't even gonna run up in your house no more.
That's it. I mean, if you look, even with like banks like Monzo, now you got digital banks anyway.
Yeah.
So like they're already moving in that direction anyway, like to try and make it easier. You know what I mean? And then furthermore, they're gonna like put us in a situation where they like, I guess,
so the thing is with the Monzos and the Starlings and whatever, they're all like independent guys. They're all independent. Yeah. So when you've got like independents that are doing their thing, at some point, I guess they've given probably a bit of reinforcement to whoever's got the ideas for the digital currency. Yeah. But even they're gonna get swooped up and brushed to the side. Yeah. You know, they're probably trying to just eat as best as they can right now as it stands. They're trying to make the maximum amounts that they can make. That's what I mean, and then, you know, when they get brushed aside by digital currency, you know, I mean, who's going to have a say?
I mean, it's not going to be us.
Well, I've got a question. What do you think happens to like the rest of the world when digital currency comes in? Like, do you think like, so for instance, like Nigeria, because me and you are Nigerian, right? Yes, so let's look at Nigeria, where you know, it's possible because, you know, they're fast movers, they're fast thinkers. Yeah. But Nigerians are also very cold-hearted, cunning, and
it'll mess up.
Yo, we will find a way. Yeah, basically, like that's one thing that I guess everybody's always hated about Nigerians in every country. We go to whatever country, your people on the land might be suffering. We're not on it. We don't want to suffer with you. We're trying to find a way. We're gonna make it happen.
Absolutely,
and that's why, you know, I've noticed, you know, that was sort of like I guess if we look into history, let me not say any names or words, but if you look into history, there were certain thriving communities that became targets due to how quickly they thrive. Yeah. No matter where placed.
It's a double-edged sword.
And you know, when you've got that, I guess you see what come off the back of that. Yeah. You know, the backlash and I guess the policies that was pushed in that period of time in that place. Yeah. So it makes me think like, if those, you know, that's the kind of energy that thriving, thriving people push. Like if you got a person that knows how to push, you are gonna make somebody that is struggling and doesn't know what to do, jealous and envious and and hate.
The hate, man, that comes with it. You know what I mean? Like I believe that we would find a way to. I think the poorest among us will find a way to make it work. I mean, Zimbabwe. I mean, that's a classic example. They have the worst inflation rate in Africa. And they're trying to get,
that's crazy.
And they're trying to get into cryptocurrency now because of that. Because they said, "Oh, listen, if 1 trillion Zimbabwean currency won't even buy me a loaf of bread, then I need to start looking for alternatives."
Well, what does it come to? What does it come to? Because that just comes to external debt, right? That comes to external debt. Like, what does that person owe us? Yeah. So, you know, while they owe it to us, we can just rise the price of the VAT we're putting on that bitch.
Watch a documentary.
And furthermore, we can export the things that we are exporting to you and the things that you know you need import that you're exporting to us and we're importing to you. Yeah. We're gonna just start making more money off that now.
Definitely.
That's what it sounds like to me happens when you know, somewhere like Zimbabwe finds themselves with mad inflation rates.
Crazy inflation. I'm talking like no amount of money will allow you to even buy groceries, no matter how big the number is. And I forgot how.
So what are they doing right now? What's going on there?
I mean, they're trying to get involved in some of the things we're talking about now: cryptocurrency, digital banks, all that stuff. Because same with Venezuela, same thing. So like,
no, but what I mean is like, how are people living right now over there?
They're not living. They're not living, and And I don't know how it's going to be resolved anytime soon, given the situation, what's been happening in the last 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nuts, man. I think that all we can really do is learn from these mistakes. He talks about debt. Like every country has debt. Almost every individual in these countries has debt.
Yeah.
And it's just
and it's debt. When you deep what the banks have been doing recently, you realize it's just debt on money that's borrowed. So they're borrowing us money.
That's been borrowed from someone else.
Yeah, literally. Like, for instance, the bank might have swooped your money up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I need some money. And the bank might give me a loan one day. And it's like...
That's what I'm saying. It's like me owe you money, but it's like you owe money to someone else and they're owing other people money.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And they're using what they owe from someone else to try and sort you out. So, of course, they're going to be like, oh, yo, listen, like... I'm just waiting for this guy, man. He ain't paid me yet. So,
this is what I mean.
So it's and the fact that big corporations, big banks are doing this.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make you feel like,
of course, man?
I'm not gonna trust. If I'm honest with you, I don't even trust currency to a degree. When you say you don't trust digital currency, you don't even trust currency to a degree. Because I look at it and I think, well,
what can happen?
Certain people literally can people in certain places can literally just put themselves in a position of
look what's
more
happening.
money.
Look what's happening in Nigeria right now. The banks are not giving
people their
money right now.
Yeah, I saw an article. People,
do you know what I mean?
People getting naked in the bank, like, yo, you're fucking with me. You might as well have me naked. Like,
literally, that's what I mean. Like,
I hear that though.
Because what have I got left if I'm stripped naked?
Yeah, I hear that.
What I mean?
I hear that. I'm with the gesture. I get why they're doing it.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it's currency hasn't been trusted for a while, man. And I think
trade is what should have stuck around, man, because that would have made people useful. The problem with making people useful is the government wouldn't be able to make use of us.
Yeah, literally.
That's it.
Yeah, facts.
Because think about it. That's it. Like, money means nothing if I can build a house by myself. What does money mean to me if I can build a house by myself? That means that no matter where you drop me, I'm gonna chop a tree. I'm gonna find
survive
something.
it. Yeah,
I'm gonna build a house.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay some crops down.
If I can
plant some tomatoes.
Do you know what I mean? If you can do that, you're the winner.
Yeah,
you're done. Like, and that's exactly what they're not teaching us right now.
I mean, they're not teaching us about a lot of stuff.
But you know what I mean?
But that's one of them.
That's one of the most
main
important
ones. Yeah,
I'd say financial literacy. But the problem with financial literacy now is that we're in a system where even with financial literacy, you can still walk into, people that have been rich, have made so much money over periods of time in their life. They walk into fucking traps. They walk into situations where they never ever gonna see that money again. They might owe now. Like, someone that I knew worked for a bank. I think someone within the bank, someone in a high role within the, not bank, sorry.
Yeah.
Accountancy firm. Someone within an accountancy firm done a dodgy deal. The accountancy firm got closed down. Quite a big one as well, but I'm not going to put names out there.
Mad.
But long story short, he couldn't even get a fucking accountancy job because he worked for them during that period of time.
Yeah,
so imagine his life is affected by one arsehole or a couple arseholes within this. Now he has to go in a completely different direction because everyone that knows that these guys were involved in that.
Yeah, man.
So really, as I said, who can even rely on currency?
I mean, the Lehman Brothers proved that.
But do you know what? Yeah, how many? Like, because when you look at it, a lot of the people that do come out of the hood, make money. They find themselves better off. But then you have to think of a situation where how many of those people do we see for ourselves? So, for instance, now, there's like 100 people in this hood, and we've seen that one guy that makes music, he's blown up, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But actually, with the social media, with everything that's about, we're seeing that every day.
Yeah, in your face,
so what I'm saying is we're not seeing who's losing.
We're not
seeing who's losing. And when you don't see who's losing and you think that everybody's winning, then it gives us that perspective that actually we're not going through the problems that we're going through, and maybe some of us got to cut our weight, some of us got to do, we can cut our weight, we can do this, we can do that, but a lot of circumstances that people are going through come from the way things are and the way we learned, the things the knowledge that we lacked
For sure, man.
And the fact that that knowledge is out there and it's just, it's intentionally not given to us. Intentionally.
Yeah.
They're giving us geography.
Yeah.
They're giving us fucking RE.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
they're giving us studies. God. They're giving us studies on something that I believe is make-believe. How rude is that?
Most of these studies aren't viable in the marketplace. It's just that again, like I said.
Apparently, biology ain't viable in the marketplace no more neither.
You know what I mean? Like, it's nuts, man. Because at the end of the day, like, one half of me says, all right, how can you really expect these people to teach financial literacy when they might be in debt themselves?
No, they might be in debt.
But at the same time,
it's the curriculum, though.
It's the curriculum. I think that they should at least once a quarter or once a month just pay a speaker to come in and do a half an hour financial literacy session for children, whether it's in primary or secondary. But it's not going to happen because
do you know what the problem is there?
The reason why it's not going to happen is because if everyone starts being more financially intelligent, then the ones at the higher level cannot do what they're doing. They can't control.
They can't manipulate and control.
It's impossible. It's impossible. Like, there's as far as the HUD's concerned, like, I think it's not given to us because we're not around circles where we can even have access to it. Like, like real hands-on access to it. But the way I look at it in 2023, I honestly believe there really is. With as long as Google exists, there's no excuse from anyone from any hood in London, in Britain, not to educate themselves on what money is and what money isn't. Honestly, because yes, that person's blown up, but half the time, most of us are so proud and envious that we're not even willing to even ask that person that blown up, how did you do it?
Or if he's actually blown up, because some people blow up and you think you're seeing everything, and he might be going through more stress than glory. I mean? And that's one of the things that people fail to understand as well.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Some people make money, think that they're rich, but then they realize, oh shit, I've got to pay this, and this. Oh man, I'm actually just on, just a bit more than average.
Negative net worth.
You know what I mean? I'm just about. I'm just about better off. I'm just about better off than a full-time job.
What was the acronym for job? Just over debt or something. There was an acronym for job that I heard called just. I forgot the name, but it starts with just over or just on. Just. Yeah, it'll come to me later.
Well, in my head, it'll be just hanging on, bruv. Just hanging on.
Real talk.
That's what a job is. A job is just hanging on, man.
Real talk, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just sick of this crabs. I'm just sick of this crabs in the bucket mentality that we still have.
Oh yeah, no one has a reason to turn around and say they can't do something for themselves.
No,
but I do feel like there is not enough opportunity for everyone to do their thing.
Absolutely.
Despite that.
Yeah.
Despite that. And it's only because of the way the system is. If a system was built for the people, I feel they would find that balance and they would find a way to. But because that system is built for those people, they're obviously going to be envious of anyone that thinks they can add influence to the people, add some sort of, hence why the Andrew Tates get arrested and the
anti-Andrew.
You know what I mean? And what's his name? What's the other guy? Kevin Samuels dies all of a sudden. All of these things, like people that are empowering people. Now, not to be funny, sometimes they're a bit savage, but if you get the real picture, they're empowering people. They're empowering certain demographics. That's been actually, if you deep it, like, we've been under attack. Men have been under attack, bro.
Oh, man. Yeah, let's get into that, man.
Bro, men have been under attack.
We've
got a cheeky 15 minutes on top of this. So, yeah, I'm going to let that one run. We still got a cheeky 15. Yeah. Like, what's your take on that, bro? Like, because I do think that...
I mean...
especially black men, but I would say men, generally speaking.
Yeah, they're making it seem like all the things that built the world, all the principles of manhood, all the principles of masculinity are now negative now. Somehow. It's toxic now. All the things that all the people that paved the way for us to even be talking right now, that is now negative now, and I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I'll never be with it. You know, like I grew up with certain principles. And half the time I don't even like to get into debates with people about this because
some people are so drawn in and brainwashed.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's like
it's hard to fight delusion.
Exactly my point. And I don't like. And a wise person said, "Don't try and teach pigs to fly because one, it doesn't work, and it annoys the person that you're trying to teach." So as far as the attack on men, I mean, it goes. I mean, you can look at media, look at what they're doing, putting men in dresses, putting men in skirts, and making it seem like.
Yeah, this is the norm now.
This is the norm now, and all this. And
we don't need no more masculine men.
Yeah. Where if you look at the people that built if you look at the principles that built literally what mankind is sitting on, these were the things that they're not happy with.
Yeah,
and you know, it's up to, I guess. It's an ideological separation. It's an ideological warfare right now between in terms of this topic. But I don't like it. And I really feel that it's up to us, the ones who still uphold these principles. Because I think about the people that died in World War II, World War I, you know, like real men that at 18, you're out there dodging bullets. You know what I mean?
Now, if you put 18-year-old out there, those kids don't know nothing but Fortnite or...
Exactly.
Like, what have they been doing in this period of time? Like,
exactly. And there's
Call of Duty and that.
Yeah.
Like.
And there's a book. One of my most favorite books about manhood is I think it's called Hard Times Create Strong Men.
Yeah. No, that's the saying as well. That's real.
So, you know what I mean? And it's such a recommended read for anyone that feels like I'm feeling right now. You know, there is attack, but I don't really feel that they'll win as long as we really remind our children and remind our friends.
You just have to take a firm stand and fuck who's trying to threaten you from having an opinion.
I don't care.
Having a belief.
I don't care. I don't care. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not with it.
I'm the same man. Man. And to be honest with you, when you look into it, I think one of the biggest issues is that I guess, because I've been saying this on the podcast a lot, it's sensitive culture now. It's culture of sensitivity. Man. So everybody who's like had some sort of opinion on anything that's tough back in the day, they used to get shut down with real facts. Like, I was on a TikTok earlier on today, and there's one geezer called Rare Talks. He hanged out Rare Talks. He's I watch his thing. It's cool. Okay, but obviously he's a bit savage. He can be a bit too. He just comes across as a bit angry.
Oh yeah.
But when you hear his breakdowns, they are real life breakdowns. He ain't chatting shit. It's just that, just like Andrew Tate, if you don't want to hear it like that, then you're just gonna take the words as. And do you see what I'm saying about society and the sensitivity?
Yeah.
How are you so worried about the way he said it, that the message is bullshit to you? It's like, no, you listen to the message, understand the message, maybe tell him, mate, your delivery is mad, but yeah, I hear you. But people would rather than saying, yo, your delivery is crazy, but I understand, they would rather just, because of the energy he's put out, they have to, and I get why he does it, because when you put out the energy, you are going to get someone to try and challenge it, and it's good. Yeah. But at the same time, I just look at it and I'm like, yo, this is how sensitive society's become. Literally. Because he has a way of saying it, it's a problem. Yeah. But he's telling you the truth though.
Yeah, he's not lying. He's not lying. I mean,
he turned around and asked you a question. Now, actually, what I was gonna say is, I went on and he was on TikTok live, and he went into somebody else's comment box. So he's talking in someone else's live, and this guy is like saying to him, "Yo, like his question was something about something about sexuality." Yeah, and long story short, he said something about is it right or wrong to be gay? And the guy just like, Rare Talks was literally like, bro, what kind of silly question is that?
That's dumb, bro.
Like the question is dumb. Like he was basically just stabbing at the fact that that's the fucking maddest question.
It's the maddest.
Like what is it wrong to, like, in other words, you're here to try and catch people out. Like you're here to try and catch people out being
people out,
supposedly homo, like, and it's like, he didn't bite on it. He was just like, listen, like, you're a clout chaser. He was telling him, bro, you're a clout chaser. Yeah. Like, you're chasing clout. Like, your clout is to, like, come out, ask the dumbest questions on earth. He goes, each to their own. Whatever you want to do, that's on you. Do you know what I mean? But the fact that you're out here pressing and trying to get a specific answer from people.
Trying to draw people out, innit?
You know, and then when the guy was like, this guy was a bit sneaky, man. He was a bit weird.
real
Like, I won't lie, I wanted to come on straight away, but I was really interested in hearing what Rare Talks had to say.
That's a clown, innit? Straight up,
man.
Yeah.
But then Rare Talks, he took Rare Talks out of the box, and I was just like, all right. So I stayed in there, and a girl come on, and this girl come on like a completely calm vibe. She was even like, oh man, the last guy was a bit aggy and whatever. And then the guy sort of eventually, at first they were talking blah blah, they had a normal convo, and then eventually the guy went on and stabbed on something again about like, what you were gonna say is that they should kill themselves, and I was just like, bro, she fucking clearly did not, my brother. And you know the ones where you say it in a way and then you keep repeating it, like, no, that's what you're thinking, and it's like, she panicked. She didn't really say much, and I just looked at it like, you done. This is what you were trying to do to the last guy.
Yeah, don't respond to Muppets like that.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't even know why people are in his box. I don't even know why people join his live, like to get caught up in that wildfire, because it's a headache. Having a guy and that's the culture that we have now. Because everyone's sensitive, you just come out, okay, I'm gonna put out this question.
The littlest thing.
And like, I know bare people are gonna come on and be like, oh, well, did you say? And then he starts like overhyping small comments that has nothing to do, he said that like a lot of people that were gay, like, some people that are gay have high rates of mental health issues. Now, obviously, I think what she's trying to stab at is probably that they probably get a lot of abuse. They probably get this. And there might have been some abuse prior to them finding out what sexuality they were about. There could have been. I think that's what she's trying to stab at. Maybe. And this guy was just like, oh, so what should they do? Kill themselves? Oh, you just want them to kill themselves. And I was like, what? Don't respond to the extremities like that. You see guys like that, those fucking extremists.
Yeah. Don't respond to the extremities like that. Like too many people like to. I don't like. One thing is that I don't deal with extreme ideologies like that. I think it's just too much. The people are so black and white with how they think nowadays. They're missing the grey area.
No
completely.
matter what you say,
do you know what I mean?
Keyword. Yes, that's my problem.
That's it. Yeah, that's the trigger. That's the trigger.
Just
word,
keywords.
You know what I mean?
Like, guys, we're not even listening to full sentences no more.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Yeah, that's actually what happened to Andrew Tate. A lot of things that he said that's quite controversial. If you look at the before and the after of the cropped clip that they've used to try and condemn him, if you look at the before and the after, it will be much easier to understand what he is talking about. But some people keep going for the, he said this. And like, I remember seeing a clip and I think it was him talking about, shut up, bitch, and da-da-da-da. And I was just like, where they come in, I was like, rotted. Like, they, but obviously I could read in between the lines and it seems a bit more than that. But a lot of people are just seeing that. So I've seen the real clip and I've seen that he's actually given a scenario. So what you've done is you've actually taken away the part where he says, so check this scenario out. Yeah. And you've just had him talk.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
And now he just sounds like some fucking absolute mad misogynistic psycho that just tells him, and he, shut up, bitch. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, he's given a example of something. Like, just that alone. That's a small example of shit that I've seen with my own eyes.
That's it. Because you did your research. You weren't so quick to
bite on
it. You actually took the time out and use the other part of your brain.
Yeah, but people don't do that now, do they?
I mean, fair play to him, innit? You know what I mean? Good luck to you. That's all I'm saying. Good luck to you.
Bro, I look at some people and I give them a simple solution and they look at me like, wow. Yeah. And when I look at them, I'm like...
Yeah, I know. That face, trust me.
I just look at them like, I'm actually more wild than you are right now, by the way. Like, you're wild by the fact that I showed you something. I'm wild by the fact that I'm shocked that you don't know that. Like, like, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? And as I said, it's the world where you can just pay someone to do it for you now. So someone else do it, or Fiverr. Yeah, can you do that for me? Like, everything's outsourcing now. Everyone's outsourcing, and that's and in the days where we were growing up, and these guys were following trade. Absolutely. That's out the window.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's weird times, and I think that the ones who take time to think and do their homework and actually are critical thinkers, they're the ones that are going to come out on top while everyone's arguing over trivial bullshit. Real talk. And all you can do is observe the clown show. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that at some point we have to be grounded in reality. And the more you try to escape from reality is when you start, then you start coming out with confusing statements that don't make any sense. We're all confused for a reason. And it's because everyone is trying to, it's like
trying
Chinese,
to follow something.
yeah, it's Chinese whispers essentially.
Yeah.
And I think that it takes the mark of a strong man or woman to take time to think and assess things for what they really are, not for what they could be or what they should be. And when we get to that, we can start having a conversation. Up until then, it's just everyone wants to be right, they need to be right, and that's a result, everyone's wrong.
It's true, innit? It's true. It's true. We're all so right, yeah, that we argue with each other about shit. My point probably don't make sense. Your point don't really make sense, but we're gonna fucking stamp on both those points like it's fucking gospel.
That's
and
what I'm saying.
those entertained on the outside that don't know are gonna be like, oh shit, well now we know.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
And, you know, and no one knows shit.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, like whatever you feel is the truth, whatever you feel is right and ground reality, say what you gotta say. I think that the world needs people like you, Ben. The world needs people like us to tell the truth, you know, and not bow down and cower over fear of cancellation, over fear of
to be honest with you,
of all that stuff.
fuck cancellation, man.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of cancellation, so imagine someone went out and done a vlog, and what do you call it? Like a vox pop, yeah. So you go out and asking questions, and he's gone out, and he's in America, and he's gone out and asked a bunch of random girls, like, yo, so you heard about Andrew Tate? Like, what do you think of him? He's a dick.
Yeah,
well, you know,
yeah.
He's currently locked away right now. You know, have you ever, you know, but you know, oh, is he locked away? Yeah. Oh, well, that's good then.
So happy.
And then you know what? Yeah, he's like, oh, but he's innocent, and all the evidence that they found is not real evidence. You know, so what do you think about that? Oh, well, that's good then. You know, he should stay there. And I'm like, most of them said that, and like, obviously a couple of the girls, you see, like that's when, you know, they gave me hope again. They were like, oh, him, he's a bit like controversial, isn't he? Or whatever. And they're like, yo, like, well, he's locked up right now. They're like, oh, well, you know, he must have done something. And then he's like, oh, well, you know, do you think he should be there if he hasn't? Well, no, of course not. So it's like, that gave me a bit of reinforcement that, yes, thank God there's some normal people outside.
Yeah.
There's some normal people outside.
We're a last of a dying breed, essentially. We're a last of a dying breed, and it's up to us. It's up to us. I mean, 99% people don't. The reality is, 99% of people talk about things they have little knowledge, no credentials, experience in at all.
Oh yeah, Dr. Delts. You know, I'm Dr. Delts. I'm a chiropractor. I learned it on YouTube.
Do you get what I'm talking about?
I'm that entrepreneur. Click the link in my bio. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You'll find my consultation.
That's
it's going to cost you £250 just to talk to me about it.
That's it, exactly.
Just to talk to me about
it. That's it, yeah.
You know, if I have to start touching shit, you know, oh man.
Yep.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? So,
you know?
Exactly.
Doctors everywhere, bro.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
true.
We saw it. We saw it in the pandemic a lot. We saw people that weren't virologists having an opinion about viruses.
Yeah.
And it got on my nerves so much, man. Like,
but on that note, though, like the thing that got on my nerves more than the virus talk was those that were so inclined to believe that you had to sit in your house. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't buy into that shit, and the reason why I didn't buy into it is because I was walking past police officers. How you doing, mate? You right there? Bro. You right there, officer? Oh, how's your day going, mate? You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck. During lockdown, bro, listen, man is asking me how's my day.
Listen,
not why are you not in your house?
Fam,
how's your day? You don't care.
2 days into lockdown, I saw bare people outside.
Bro, I went to Clissold Park, and I kid you not, this is on my dad's grave. During the lockdown, I went to Clissold Park in Hackney, and that park looked like it was a fucking, what do you call it, a festival, bro. I'm not joking, bro.
I swear.
There was not 3 square meters of space to sit down on.
Yeah.
3 square meters of space to sit down on the grass.
Get me? Yeah.
Nobody cared. I couldn't believe it. And I was looking, I was thinking, and then there's a bunch of people sitting in their houses right now crying and worried and frustrated. People not going to funerals and that.
You're mad.
Not going to a funeral.
No,
are you dumb?
Are you stupid?
Bruv, fuck that, man.
Nah, man.
Like,
no way.
That's why I said, I'm glad, that, you know, people like us anyway, we have to ask why.
That's the question.
And if we can't get a why, then we'll just step aside. We don't need to It's not by force. We're not going to force ourselves into that space because everybody else is. Because everyone's doing this.
Yeah. I mean, we're already too much of a sheep mentality anyway. Yeah, so like.
And to be fair, like as much as we are like the way we are, there's even some things that we would have sheepish tendencies to because it's so hard. It's not easy to shake off something that's been put into our system from when we were born, like right up until now. Like it's only the ones that we're aware of that we could stop. There's gonna be some low key like subliminal like accidental drops. Do you know what I mean? Oh shit! Like I said that. Like oh man! Like I didn't even know that. You know,
right?
Like I haven't been religious for so long, but sometimes I'm still like,
we all.
And I'm just like. I even think to myself, like, who the fuck did I do that to? Like, you know, but at least that's just me still acknowledging that I do believe in a God. I do believe in God.
Universe.
I'm just
whatever
not,
it is.
Yeah, whatever it is. I believe in something way beyond the human power.
Absolutely.
You know, that's why sometimes I still throw that, but I actually know that shit is false, or at least the westernized version of it would be completely false.
Yeah, bottom line is we weren't there, innit? Like, there was no Instagram Live in the year 1 or year 0 or BC, so we weren't there. But but if there was TikTok Live and all that shit, then I'm sure like they would have streamed Jesus Christ dying live. Yeah, they probably would have.
That's the truth.
That's it. They would have definitely like, all right, he's on the cross now, yeah,
guys, he's on the cross.
Look, we're live. Yeah.
Come on,
that's what we see every day.
Yeah, no, it's true though because. Effectively, people get stabbed and you have someone video and that person is dying on camera. Do you know what I mean? People are getting shot in America and you're seeing the guy laying down and the guy's... But you basically, if you could see a cartoon representation of it, then you would see a ghost coming out of the body. That's literally what you're... what people have on their social media now. You know, and you know, it's mad. I stumble across it and I'm not gonna lie, I'm just one of those geezers that I just can't help but have to find out how this ends. And I'm always fucking disappointed, by the way. I
don't like this guy could have just. I don't like watching that shit. Man. Like, you know what I mean? Because
I don't want to watch
it. It gets me mad. Because I know that if I watch it, if I watch one of them ones, I'm gonna walk outside and just be on smoke with everyone in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I actually choose not to watch those police videos.
Yeah. But not even just police videos. I'm talking about like even in the hood when someone's like in a fight and then someone pulls out, because you know people pull out the phone for the fight and then as soon as the guns bust, you know, like they're still they might be like shaky, but then they're still filming the guy on the floor, like, you know,
dying,
and I'm just like. You know, I'm looking at all of
all for content.
Even stabbings, all of that. You know, I want to make sure that I get 1 million views on my shit.
That's what I mean. See, if I see anyone pull out a phone, I'm fighting, I'm taking it, and I'm cracking it on the floor. I'm taking your phone and smashing it,
bro. The first thing that I'm thinking is like the furthest I don't mind recorded is a scrap. You know, but once it gets like beyond the scrap, like get that off camera, man. Like,
off camera immediately,
because you know, even a scrap, really, it's not, you know, it's not admirable per se. But I still prefer scraps because it just for me, and maybe it's a personal thing, maybe it's subjective, you know. But a scrap for me is a way more manly way of dealing with things.
It's how men dealt with things.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Punch each other up, shake hands at the end. Like
simple as that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, you know, I might even share a meal, me, my family, your family. Yeah, we scrapped. We might even laugh about the fucking fight. Be like, hell no.
Yeah.
How'd you like this? No, I don't like how'd you like this?
Exactly. And the maddest part about it is that most people that have fought end up becoming mates anyway.
Yeah. Because,
you know what I mean?
Because there's a different level of respect once you've exchanged with someone. Like you both didn't fear each other. Yeah. You both looked each other in the eyes. You both went for each other. But at the same time, you both respected each other. Yeah. Because you know that you're both challenged for each other. So like, you know, there's a certain level of getting into a fight with someone that, you know, always brings you a bit closer to that person. And, you know, I learned that from when I started MMA and boxing. Like, you know, whenever I got into any sort of sparring, some people, I'll tell them from early on, I'm not really, you know, whatever. I'll tell them straight, look, I am heavy-handed, but I'm not technically that great. You know, that's what I used to tell them when I wasn't that great. Like, I've improved, but it's like, guys will be like, oh, yeah. And, you know, when I go in there, they realize what I mean by I'm heavy-handed. Like, like, I've got long arms, and I, to be fair, what I know how to use, I use. Yeah. You know, you might get me some other shit, but what I know how to use, I use. Yeah. And by the end of it, they're like, you know, they talk to you different. They're like, yeah, man, that's my guy. Like, even when I do it, I go with someone, I might have even low-key been like, oh, what's my man gonna offer me? Let's go. And then we spar, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's my guy, bro. Like, now I'm like, yes, bro, that's a solid spar. And, you know, like, after a football match, yeah, there's more bitching. Bro, we've just fucking absolutely tossed each other's head in and done everything, bro. Kicked each other's faces off and I tried to bend your arm in the position that, you know, you would not recover, you know? Like, we literally just tried to tear each other to pieces, you know? And now I'm going to fucking shake your hand. Like, you know, I'm going to fucking give you a hug and be like, yo, that was a fucking scrap. You know what I mean? And you look at football and you go through a war, you go through a battle, but you're still going to have a little bit of a bitchy guy here or there, moaning or rolling around on the floor. And I always question, like, you know, half of these guys that roll around on the floor, if that's on the street, are you rolling around on the floor on the street? Are you going to roll around on the floor on the street if someone gave you a little tap like that to your nose?
No.
They come to your face and they go, and you're going to fall down and have your legs in the air? No, because on the streets, that guy's going to stamp on your head, kick the shit out of you, because it's a fight.
Yeah.
So, like, I hate the fact that, you know, and they're rolling around holding their face. And, like, it's happening even at Sunday League now. I played a Sunday match. Same thing, but player face-to-face with him. The guy tried to lean in. The guy's like, what? He leaned in. And then the guy's just gone down and crashed down. And honestly, it looked like someone was running at him 100 miles an hour and just took him by the neck. You know, like the Rock style. Like,
he's a stunt actor. He's a stunt double.
Bro, it was crazy. And I was just like, and I looked at the ref and I was like,
come on, bro. But
the ref, at the same time, I was like, oh, how's the ref going to clock this one, bro? This guy went down like it really looked like he got hit by a train. It really looked like he was about to die. Like, how is I'm looking at the ref and I already know my player's got a red card. I'm looking at my player, I'm like, it's a red card. So I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. And you know what? Yeah, I remember
Send home.
I was a striker. Yeah. Like, I come on as a sub. I was meant to start that game. I was like, fuck this. But I'm naturally a defender. So sorry, bro. So
that's cool.
So naturally, I was like, okay, you know what? You know, I'm normally a defender, but, you know, I know how to play up top. Not just like I know how to play like big man up top. Like, I actually know the kind of runs. Yeah. I mean, when I learned how to be a centre back, I really did study the kind of movements that strikers made, and a lot of it stuck with me. So I still try and do a few things, and you know, I thought, yeah, cool, I'm gonna have a run out. 5 minutes later is when that 5 minutes after I come on as a sub is when that altercation happened, and that guy's a centre back. So I knew the first person he's coming to is me. He's like, oh, Ben, like, do you mind, mate? And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, bro. I've been on for fucking 5 minutes. I barely made a fucking run in behind, bro. Fucking,
It's a liberty.
So now I've gone up to the striker and I'm like, you fucking stay away from me for the rest of this fucking game, bro. That's what I said to him. I was in his head. I wasn't really that angry. I was burning that I'm not playing. But I'm not going to fucking kill him because of some dumb shit like that. But now I'm letting him think that, yeah, you fucking stay away from me for the rest of this fucking game, mate. I swear to God. And the guy's thinking I'm joking. Yeah. So what I've done is, like, the first challenge, yeah, obviously I've gotten the ball, but I've absolutely brushed past him, like, boom. So he's like, yo, this guy is not playing. The next challenge, I look like I'm going to clean him out, yeah, and I look like I'm going to go into a slide tackle. Yeah. And he sort of like almost hesitated, and I've just nicked the ball and I stayed on my feet. And then the third time now, I think he's fallen down from someone else's challenge. I've walked up to him and I've looked at the ref, and the ref looked away, and I've just walked up and I've put my knee in his back and I've just pushed him. He's doing his laces, I think, and I've pushed him over. Like, and I'm like, fuck off, you little shit. It's like, bro, you think I'm joking? I told you, bro, I'll fuck you up, bro. Like, I'm not joking, bro. With that diving shit, bro. I told him.
Fully on it.
I said to him, bro, like, watch. Like, I said to him, if you try that shit with me, I will give you something for real to hit the ground, to hit the ground on. Like, I was just fucking getting in his head. And I'll be honest with you, bro. The centre back next to me had all the work to do after that, because the guy was not coming near me. Absolutely not coming near me. Yeah, and he already knew, because that striker I played against him before, and he said some shit to me, and I gave him a fucking absolutely savage challenge. So I think he remembered me from that moment. That's the reason why, like, yeah, when I got into his head, I told him straight, and I was like, yo, that's how, you know, I don't like you little diving pussies. Yeah. You guys need to wear a little fucking, get a tiara and a fucking, you know what I mean, and start balleting and being a ballerina, bro. You know, but yeah, like it's obviously it's come to what I'm saying. Like, you know, that's me coming up, you know, watching Patrick Vieira and Sol Campbell and big fucking bastards that put big fucking tackles in and played fucking aggressive, but quality football at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was
And when you grow up watching that shit, and then you have to come across a bunch of people that are so sensitive to everything.
Oh yeah, it must be the most frustrating shit in the
Oh,
world, bro.
man, that's why I started fighting, by the way. Because I was like, no, that's why I started fighting.
Yeah.
I love fighting from time, but I was like, that's not easy for me to get in.
I want to do
But
something
you know
more,
what I mean? But then I started fucking playing football so much, and you know, I haven't stopped playing. So every season I almost feel how much softer it's getting. And I was like, oh, fuck this, bro. Like, a couple years ago, I was like, yo, fuck this, bro. I'm getting into MMA, bro. And I got into MMA, started doing 1-2 sparring. I was like, yo, this is the fucking shit.
Yeah.
And I started going to football a lot more chilled now.
Yeah.
I literally started going to football so much more chill because like I've already like dispatched off all the fucking adrenaline and aggression that I have. Now I actually just want to play quality football. And you know, if you bitch and moan, I'll just look at you and laugh at you. Like, look at this pussy. Just get in his head.
Yeah.
But I don't even, you know, since then I don't even feel like getting angry. But then I had a period of time where I stopped fighting again and I was still playing ball. And man, I went back to being the old me, man. But you know, ultimately, as I was saying, bro, it comes down to what we were talking about for the whole episode, man. It's just I feel like people are fake. You know, people are a bit more tippy-toey around shit. Yeah. You know, people are worried to have uncomfortable conversations.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's something that I grew up on. You have to have uncomfortable conversations to move forward. Yeah. You know, and I think that's why, you know, I've been able to maintain some of the friendships that I've had for so long. Not because they haven't done me wrong, not because I haven't done anyone wrong. Yeah. But it's because, you know, I you know, a lot of people around me, we all come up on that. We come up on learning, understanding how to communicate with people, understanding how to have a very, very firm approach where necessary. Yeah. You know, and then ultimately, even some of the people that I used to have very firm approaches to, and I don't even have it to them no more, and they even noticed it, and they're like, oh, rah, like, yeah, you stopped it. And I said to him, bro, because you stopped literally doing this, bro. Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to lie, man. I had to, you know, I knew I was doing this, and I'm looking at it like, because most people know that they're doing what they're doing. Yeah. Yeah, and they're just hoping that, you know, we're not going to be bothered enough by it to make a big deal of it. Yeah. And ultimately, you know, some of these people turn around and said, you know, they actually appreciate it, because most people just be like, I can't be asked to give up, don't chill with them no more, don't do this. So a lot of the time, you know, even some of my friends, I always tell people, if you see me and I say I don't like someone, you can guarantee that I have put work in, bro. I don't ever dislike someone that I ain't chat to, bro.
100%, man. This is back to what I was saying, innit? Like, don't try and teach pigs to fly. Like, it just doesn't work. It's like beating a dead horse. Like, it's like beating a dead wall. It's like talking. I'd rather talk to a wall and get more out of that wall than some
to
people.
Be honest, talk to the wall, give it a punch or two, man. You probably feel better than talking to some of these motherfuckers.
I swear, hard-headed. You know, like, just lack of flexibility to change. Yeah. And again,
without change, there's nothing, because because the world we live in 10 years ago is different from the world we live in now, and 10 years before that, and 10 years before that.
Yep. You gotta adapt to the times, man, for real.
Man. But yo, Obi, fuck, you know, this was a great episode, bro. Love for coming through, my G. I appreciate it,
Now
bro.
listen, fam, like,
bro.
You know what I mean? Come on. Like, it's been a pleasure.
No, I appreciate it, bro. That was a great episode.
Definitely gonna come back again.
No, 100%, bro.
Again,
100%, bro.
For sure.
Bro, the doors are open all the time. We're local, bro. We do this all the time, man.
Yeah.
But it was a great episode,
Definitely.
bro. And to be honest with you, man, we've got loads more we can touch up on. I normally have like 2 to 3, but I normally have 3, but I'm going to be getting another microphone to make it a 4-way. Yeah. I had 5 people on here the other day, actually. The last episode before this, I had 5 people in it. Like, and we were just like obviously sharing the mics and whatever when people had their input, because not all 5 are going to talk at the same time anyway.
Yeah.
But it was pretty, bro, man. I couldn't believe how fucking exciting it was.
Yeah, man. This is going to, listen.
Yeah, man.
What you're telling me, this is going to
What you telling me?
Listen, is the mic still on?
Yeah, we still on. Go on.
Listen, what you're telling me is going to be one of the biggest podcasts out there. I said it here. 100%.
I appreciate that, my brother. Come on. And we are putting in the work to make sure that happens as well.
That's it,
So,
man.
so people, like and subscribe. Make sure you join the chat. I want you to get in the comments, spit it out, spew it out. Also, hit us on TikTok, Instagram. You know what it is. Instagram is What You Telling Me Podcast. You've got One Delts, ONEDELTZ, and you've also got thecorner.WYTM, and those are all three of those are like related. We're all connected to each other. The Corner's obviously, as you know, the sports podcast specifically. But make sure you like and subscribe everything. Join us on the live chats on TikTok as well, because we literally thrive off the chat, man. Like all of the fucking ideas, or most of the ideas, come from having a chat with you guys, being able to formulate that conversation and learn about what, learn new shit, man. Because some of y'all be tripping, some of y'all be telling me some shit. I'm like, what? Is that really what happens now? Like, have I been locked in the studio for 10 years straight? I come out like the world's changed. So, we want to see what's going on in the world. We want to talk about it socially, emotionally, physically, whatever way you want to talk. We want to talk about everything.
Real talk.
Make sure you join us in the chat. I'm gonna have my brother's socials down here as well. What you want to spit it out to him anyway?
So I'm on TikTok. I'm me at WYTMP. That's OBINNAP on TikTok.
Zoop.
I'm also on Instagram. OBI the Force. And yeah, just follow me if you like what I'm saying, if you like all that stuff, if you like how
I'm about to follow you right now. Make sure
that. So yeah, that's again, I said before, on TikTok it's at OBINNAP. And
I see you.
And on Instagram it's Obi the Force. And I got a second one called The Name Is OB as well. So like, again, I appreciate, again, this is my first time. I've loved this opportunity that Ben's given me to say my piece and what I feel about the world and what's in my brain and my thoughts. And I'm also, I'm constantly putting out TikToks. I'm constantly putting out videos about how I feel about, what I'm feeling about, pretty much.
That's the one.
You know what I mean? So it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Man, I appreciate it. I'm just giving you up I'm giving you all the follows now. That's it. Yeah. I'm giving you all the follows now.
Thank you so much, man.
But guys, listen, join us again on What You Telling Me Podcast. We'll be back at you with episode 23, as well as The Corner, The Ballers Corner, The Combat Corner.
Yes.
Join you soon.
What you telling me?
What you telling me, my G?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
Why you telling me? What you telling me, though?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
Yo, it's One Delts. What you telling me, fam?